Hello! I wanted to give you guys a tour of our Airstream travel trailer today. Here in about a month, we will be moving into it full-time and traveling full-time for an undetermined amount of time. We're aiming for at least a year, but we're not trying to make any over-the-top plans because we really don't know if we're gonna like it or what. We're very nervous, we're very excited. It will be myself, my girlfriend Katie, and we have two dogs. Let's see, there's Murphy down there. She's a black dog, so she don't show up too well. Cody's in the back somewhere, and then our cat, Alley Cat, who is a Maine Coon, and you know, cats don't travel super well, so we've been taking him for rides in the truck and stuff, trying to get him ready for the road. But we're soon to be packing up our home. Our home is very art-filled. We have like a gallery wall here. You can see that wall in the hallway there, and that just goes all the way down our hall with artwork. There's taxidermy everywhere. We've got just so much, like, our house is very art-filled, and every room is like that. So, you know, we're gonna be packing a lot up. We're still putting a lot of ourselves into the camper. When we bought it, it had been remodeled to be an Airbnb. We bought it from a fella named Zeb, and he and his wife had redone it to make it an Airbnb on their property. And then as they were building their home, they decided to not do the Airbnb and that they would just sell the thing. So we ended up purchasing a beautifully restored on the interior 34-foot Airstream Excella, made in '93, but I think it's a '94 model. And it's just a gorgeous on the inside camper. The outside needs a bit of love, like, you know, wheels and tires are good. It was being, you know, remodeled to be an Airbnb, and so I feel like most of the energy was put to the inside, and so we're just trying to get it tip-top. Now, it is raining outside, so I'm gonna angle you at kind of a weird angle as I walk so I don't get water on the lens. And I'm gonna go in and give you a quick tour, give you guys that, you know, just as a heads up. That way you can see some of the progress that we're making, and that way you can see later on, once all of our stuff is inside, just, you know, what the difference is. So I'm gonna lean this back a bit to try my best to keep this lens dry. Looks like it's working. Oh, wrong way. And we're in there. Come in here, and I'm going to kick my shoes off since it's wet out and close this door so we don't soak the floor in here. Now let me make sure this isn't too dark. Not too dark. Let me turn some lights on real quick. That'd be a good thing. Probably could have done this beforehand, but I wouldn't be legitimate if I thought it through. All right, so we're gonna come back up front. We'll start up front. Our front door to our new home. Now, when you walk in, you walk right in with the kitchen on your left, little breakfast table. This is gonna be my workspace. So I tattoo for a living. Of course, I will not be tattooing in here, but I do paint a lot. I make a lot of art as far as like stickers designs and graphic design, which has been put on hold getting ready for this. So here in about a month, once we're on the road, I'll be able to start doing that again. And then I plan on making fishing videos just about as much as I can and documenting our trip for you guys here on YouTube. So with that, this is where I'll edit photos and videos and all that. All right here. So this is my workspace plus our breakfast space. Our bench here. Now this came with the camper. Zeb, who remodeled this, man, they just did such a wonderful job. His wife and him decorated it as well. Now we've been taking a lot of that out. Sorry, Zeb, if you're seeing this. We appreciate what you did. Your wife did a great job. We're just, we have been in the process of putting ourselves into it. It's just simple things like these rugs, for example. Katie has been working in here a lot. I've been really busy at the tattoo shop finishing up large projects. I've worked at the same shop for over 7 years, and so now that I've announced that I'm leaving, I'm kind of getting a way heavier flow of traffic than usual. But Katie's been in here a lot doing all sorts of things, like making these curtains that she put on these really awesome little runners to keep them pinned to the wall. Now, with a natural curve of the walls on an Airstream, if you don't do that, your curtains will hang down just like this, which puts like a 4 to 6 inch gap between your curtains and the wall. And while that may not seem like a lot or anything, when you have your workspace here and your curtains are coming out halfway, it can feel kind of crowded and cluttered. So she made these this past week, and she's still working on the other one. She's doing curtains for the back room, for the bedroom and stuff. But they're just so awesome. Her and her friend Kato have worked very, very hard on it. Now, up front, we have a trundle bed, and what doubles is our couch, which Zeb and his lady left all these pillows in here for us, and we have used them to the fullest so far, and we probably will keep them in here because you got to have a bunch of pillows to make a twin bed into a couch, essentially. But another twin bed slides out here from underneath, so we do have a guest bed. Now, our television is here. There's all sorts of little storage things everywhere. There's storage back here. This is where our inverter is in this cabinet, but this is like 3-foot deep storage. Now, Katie did this curtain for the front wraparound as well, which is just beautiful. It's awesome. It's really light still, so you can see outside decently. It lets a lot of light in, but also, you know, you can't see us in here too well. Mostly just as like silhouettes, which I dig that too, because it's nice to have some privacy. So Katie also put in this, in the original Airstream radio section, I think they had a cassette there, and she took it out and put in that Bluetooth, as well as replaced the speakers that are in the trailer's sound system, which is just crazy that, you know, your trailer has a sound system. But yeah, there's speakers in here. Let's see, what else is just so neat about up here? Now, a lot of this came this way, but Zeb has all this stuff set in on 12 volt. He's got this really beautiful butcher block here. These are the original Airstream cabinets, which just kind of standard trailer cabinets, but they're just painted so pretty. Katie put in this backsplash, which everything here is still kind of in progress. There's just plants that have been put in here recently. And like this will be a little bit of our gallery wall from in the house. There'll be a lot of paintings and stuff that we'll have up. It's just a matter of getting it all done, you know. And at the end of this month, I quit working at the tattoo shop. So here in actually like 2 weeks, I quit working at the shop, and I've been there for over 7 years. So that's kind of a wild thought to have that kind of change, but I'll have time through the month of April before we leave to focus on working on the camper and getting it just tip-top and ready to go. So coming down the hallway here, which let me turn this light on. We've got a refrigerator and freezer. Katie set this up. This is kind of a trip. This little box down here with this curtain, this is where we're going to put Alley Cat's litter box, because traveling with a cat, you do have to have a litter box, and where you're going to put it is really difficult. But this was just some storage. Now, she brought this out. We're going to put a liner in here, and we're going to get his litter box put in there so that he can have his little sanctuary. And hopefully that curtain, our dogs aren't really poop eaters, but, you know, things change, and I'd rather have something that would block them from getting, you know, Scooby snacks out of the litter box. So coming down the hall, we've got our shower, which is a full-size shower. Now, I am pretty tall. I could never make myself pull this hard enough right off the bat, because I never know if it's locked or not. Oh, come on, you. Somewhere, there we go. Somewhere in there is the sweet spot. I'll get seasoned to it. So our shower, you're not going to be able to see me super well, but I'll stand in here real quick. Now, I am 6'3", and I can stand straight up in here. And my head touches right about the ceiling. There is a stool. I don't know if you can see it super well. I didn't pick the best day to do this because it's pouring rain outside. But yeah, so we've got a stool, or a place to sit. And it's just a pretty decent sized space, which is awesome. Now, if it was smaller, I wouldn't complain. But the fact that it's big is easy for me. Our storage, our closets are here in the hallway. These are pretty big. One of these has a light. Katie's got a little bit of stuff in here, but you can see how deep it is. So it goes in there pretty deep. There's a neat little slat up top. I think Katie's claimed this already for herself. We've been having like making deals over who's going to get what for storage. But there's 3 of these, as well as our little food pantry here. And then cabinet storage for food here as well. Let's see, we have our bathroom. Oh, I'm really didn't think this through. Turn the light on in here. Oh, that's bright. All right, so this is our bathroom. This is super cute. Katie put up these puppy dogs here, which they're just so neat. But yeah, she wallpapered these up. I believe that she put them in here as well, in the medicine cabinet. And then in the little backsplash in the cabinet. Which, oh man, those are just so sweet. As well as she did this backsplash that's down here. Now I do get to hang a painting in here, which I'm sure will be right here. I don't know which one I'm gonna do yet. I've got a really big art collection, and that's where the majority of my money goes, which is funny because now I'm gonna be storing it all. I'll take you back to our bedroom, coming down the hall. Now this is a queen bed, so this is a pretty big bed, which I'm very thankful for. Katie is working on the curtains for back here still, and she's doing something a bit darker in the rear so that we can block out light to sleep. So right now there's no curtains, so you can like see my neighbor's house or the back of my carport pretty clearly. This is storage. This goes down to the trunk hatch. There's currently a little bit of a leak in there, so I need to pull this forward, find that leak, and patch it in the next few days. But that's just one of the many tasks. And I mean, when you live in a travel trailer, we haven't done this yet, but I know from everything and everyone I've talked to that when you live in a travel trailer, your work is never done. So little projects like, oh, we got a leak or we got this, that's easy. It's fulfilling. I'm excited to be able to do those. And then very soon I will not be tattooing anymore. And that, when I say that, I'm still going to tattoo, just not at Brainstorm and not until we get on the road. Then I'll start doing guest spots. But I'm going to take a month to just get everything ready so we can get moved in here and leave. Now we have our own little television back here, which is awesome. This mirror flips down into a table, kind of, which is just a trip. This is original from Airstream. I guess this was just the thing that they did, which, it seems like something that I would probably just hit my head on. Or Katie would. She's a little more accident prone than me, but it's still really neat, and we are going to leave it because it's just a cool feature. But I'll be able to maybe hang a painting down here. I'm most concerned when doing something like this is I want a practical space I can work, and I really want a place I can hang artwork. There is storage under the bed all the way back, so it's a whole lot of storage in there, which I'm excited about. This is something that's really neat. Yeah, our bench here, we pull it over there and it makes a coffee table when we're not sitting here. But under here is this big basket storage. Now, Zeb and his wife did this and they put these in here, and I love it. I will put a strap across to hold them in when we travel, but this is where I'll be able to keep camera gear and computer stuff, everything I'll need for editing. All right, I think that's essentially it. We are still in the process of figuring out everything we want to take. We're working on figuring out a route still, or route. We're going to go southwest first. We're going to chase kind of nice weather. We ultimately want to spend a lot of time in like Colorado, Utah, Montana, but we do have to wait until we have no risk of getting like caught in a snowstorm, essentially. So we'll probably won't be up there until late May or June. And I know it could still happen then, but we just want to drop the likeliness of us having winter weather problems while on the road. We've been making deals about storage, so I have very little along the lines of like clothing and stuff. I don't really need much as far as that goes, but all of my hobbies and work are all kind of tied together because I tattoo for a living and I'm predominantly known for doing fish art. And now I have an online store where I sell like fish art and fish stickers, and I'm going to be making YouTube videos. And so all of this stuff that I'm considering like work and passion mixed together does take up some space because I've got a computer, all this camera stuff. Right now I've got like 50 different sticker designs, as well as a bunch of fly rods, waders, all that. So my clothes will probably only take up a small amount of space, but everything else I have for my interest you know, they're going to take up some space. So Katie and I have been kind of making deals here and there. She's like, I get up here, I get this, I get this. And I'm like, all right, well, as long as I can have these spots, I'm fine with it. This will be like our dog's storage as far as like their little food and snacks and treats and stuff. I want to walk you around the outside of the camper and show you a couple things. Now, it is totally raining. I'm going to try to keep this lens angled a bit so that it doesn't get too wet. And then, yeah, try to keep it just as safe as I can without making too much of a mess. I think it's a wide angle, so I think you should be able to see me. Yeah, cool, cool, perfect. So someone stole the front window cover out of the back of my truck recently. And I did not think I would have to worry about that because it's a pretty specific size. And I imagine there's a recycling place right around the corner, like a scrap recycling. And I imagine it just got stolen. They broke the fiberglass out, took it there and recycled it. I would rather someone have stolen it to use it on their own Airstream than stole it to recycle it, because it's gonna cost me, you know, probably $800 to replace it. But, you know, they might have got $1.50 for it. Now we're gonna pull. This is our tow vehicle, which will be our only vehicle. I'm gonna sell my FJ and then my 4Runner, and Katie is gonna store her CRV at her parents' house. She might come back and get it and bring it to tow my boat. I have a drift boat. And if we decide we want it on the road, she'll fly home and get the vehicle and the drift boat. But this is a F-250 Super Duty 7.3 diesel. Now, from what I know about diesels, which is not much, this was like a very sought after time frame, very sought after engine. And so I made a semi-educated purchase when buying that. And I hope that I didn't make a bad choice. I want to show you how goofy this thing looks in our carport, because it is 34 foot long. It weighs 9,000 pounds. When I was backing it down the drive, there's a mailbox right here. Yeah, there. And I had to like, my truck was like just this close to it, going in and around it, trying to like make it fit. But you can see it's kind of a tight squeeze in here. But we managed to get it in. I want to step up on my front step so you can see the roof of this thing, just how silly it is. It just barely fit. It just looks like a crazy addition to our house right now. But yeah, this is it. This is our travel trailer. Now we have a name for it, which will be painted right here pretty big, but I don't want to unveil that yet because I really want to like, I want to make a video. We're going to get it painted, and I want to make a video of that because I just think, you know, hand painting stuff is really neat. And because I appreciate that so much, I really want to show the process. But yeah, I mean, really, that's all I can think of to show right now. I'm going to do another walkthrough once we get this all finished and once we get the truck finished, because I'm putting a camper shell in the truck, roof rack with rod vaults for holding fly rods. We're putting like a bed liner, a bed rug in. There's a bunch of work being done to the truck as well over the next month to get it just optimal and road ready. But yeah, that's all I can really think of for the moment until all of our personality is in here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring about what we're doing and our lives. Thank you for your interest. I'm going to try to make, I don't know if it'll be weekly. I don't want to set any limits for myself, but I'm going to try to make a weekly-ish video once we get on the road. And maybe another one or two now leading up to it about, not just about fishing, but about the camper. Once we get on the road, I'm hoping to make like a weekly kind of vlog-ish about where we're at, what we're doing, a little bit of camper life, and then some fishing. Just to kind of show you guys our adventures and to document them for ourselves so that we can watch them later on and preserve them. I can't think of how many photos and videos I've taken over the years that are just lost because that computer crashed or broke or got stolen, and I never took the time to upload it all to the internet. And so now I'm going to stay on top of that just a little bit more. But I'll quit rambling. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for caring, and be safe out there. Take care. Bye.